television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Stephen A. Smith didn't just make noise. He unleashed a fiery rant targeting the WNBA's leadership and veteran figures like Sheryl Swoopes. The ESPN star called out the league's weak support for its brightest star, Caitlin Clark. This wasn't typical sports talk. It was a scathing critique of how women's basketball is mishandling its best shot at mainstream success.
Caitlin Clark, the people's champion! Let's get it!
That's a deep one.
Bang!
Just announced that Caitlin Clark and the Fever will be playing 41 of 44 games this year on national TV. They're coming to watch the other girl, right?
Right? Bang!
Teams are moving their games with the Fever to NBA arenas so they can sell more tickets. How about that?
Bang!
Angel Reese attempted a three this deep. I think she might dislocate her shoulder.
Bang!
You want some butter with that bread? Butter. Butter.
Butter pecan!
Here's the truth. Caitlin Clark is doing what no WNBA player ever has. She's not just scoring, she's pulling in massive viewership, selling out arenas like it's the NBA Finals, and making women's basketball exciting for a whole new wave of fans. But rather than embracing that, the WNBA under Commissioner Kathy Engelbert seems stuck in slow gear. And instead of fueling Clark's momentum, legends like Sheryl Swoopes are dousing the spark she lit with doubt and unnecessary criticism to
You didn't want to, rather. You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people like Sheryl Swoopes who didn't even want to mention her name.
Smith didn't hold back. He directly challenged the league's higher-ups, slamming them for missing a golden chance to elevate the WNBA's profile and profits for good. In a league starving for national relevance, they're barely reacting to the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. According to Smith, this isn't merely a misstep, it's a reckless case of the league undermining itself.
And everybody talk about other WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not, until Caitlin Clark came along.
Let's get down to brass tacks. Clark isn't some hype job, she's legit. Rookie of the Year, All WNBA First Team, and more importantly, the face of a global surge in WNBA attention. And how has the league responded? With silence. No media, blitz, no highlight reels, just a low-key phone call to deliver the news. Meanwhile, lesser awards for veteran players come wrapped in celebration. Confetti, catered receptions, and all. It's a baffling mismatch for the league's biggest breakout star 4-0.
They decided that they were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this up.
And that's only scratching the surface. Clark's list of honors already includes Forbes 30 Under 30, SBJ Sports Person of the Year, AP Female Athlete of the Year, and Time Athlete of the Year. She's also actively elevating women's sports through major appearances and keynote speeches. Other leagues clearly recognize her value, but the WNBA? It acts hesitant, almost unwilling to acknowledge that its entire business model is now revolving around the star power Clark brings to the table.
But if you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours. But you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Wow.
Smith's rant wasn't just a hot take. It was a mirror, reflecting exactly what fans have been shouting across social media for months. Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent, yet instead of celebrating her, the league treats her like a disruption. an unwelcome challenge to a quiet status quo. It's as if veterans like Sheryl Swoopes and current stars like A'ja Wilson are more concerned with protecting tradition than embracing progress.
There seems to be some haterade in the league in regards to Clark, starting with WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes herself.
And as for Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, Smith didn't mince words. He pinned the blame squarely on her, criticizing her awkward interviews filled with empty platitudes and vague promises. To him, she's clearly out of step with the league's moment. When asked about Clark, Engelbert leans on bland PR lines instead of offering the bold vision fans and players crave. Meanwhile, WNBA vets like Swoopes keep tossing subtle digs, downplaying Clark's rise and hinting her fame is inflated. But Smith isn't fooled. He calls it what it is: jealousy. And he knows one truth above all: stars build leagues, and Clark is that star. Oh.
You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that. Stop it.
If the WNBA keeps treating Caitlin Clark like just another rookie, they're not simply misstepping. They're burning the best opportunity they've ever had to push the league into true mainstream relevance. Smith's raising the alarm because it needs to be said, and people are listening. Fans, sponsors, everyone. The only question left is whether the WNBA will finally get it. As for me, I believe they still can. Pro.
I believe there's actually a debate on who was Rookie of the Year last year. Imagine being that delusional. Bang! People need to understand she saved this league. Powder, there's no TV deals, no ad sponsorships, heck, no shoe deals for you, Angel Reese, no McDonald's money. The league losing millions of dollars each year. She saved them from bankruptcy. Time to be grateful. Bang! 93% of her games on national TV. She's like that. Bang!
But let's not act like this is only about mismanagement. Many fans suspect something deeper is at play. Behind-the-scenes power dynamics seem to be influencing how Clark is treated. Sheryl Swoopes, a founding icon of the league, has repeatedly taken shots at Clark, framing it as protecting the game. She's downplayed Clark's impact, called her overhyped, and implied she hasn't earned her spotlight. The unspoken message: this league belongs to the vets, and rookies like Clark need to stay in their lane.